finally in the realm of being able to go back to modeling agency open calls. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can go about meeting with modeling agencies in person, what to wear, and how to stand out. Hi love, it is your girl Kamla-Kay. If you are brand new to my channel, I am a professional agency signed model, modeling mentor, and posing coach. So I have worked with brands such as Kohl's, Stella McCartney, Disney, Walmart, the list continues. So if you have not already subscribed to my channel, smash that subscribe button and also put comments below because I will try to respond to as many as possible. All right, let's really dive into the tips on how to go to modeling agency open calls and how to stand out. So tip number one is going to be about your attire. If you have done submissions on agency websites before, you know that you had to submit your modeling digitals, right? So in terms of attire, what you want to wear to open call is essentially some of the things that you could wear in your digitals. So in your digitals, agencies want you to wear something that is form-fitting, that really shows off your body so that they can see all aspects of you as a potential model. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are wearing either a black shirt or a white shirt, something fitted. It could be something that has short sleeves or even a tank top. And then you want to wear dark bottoms as well. Ideally black or a very dark denim is what you're going to want to wear to the open calls. And this also applies to if you're just doing the submissions online as well. So that is outfit number one. Outfit option number two is you don't necessarily have to go with the typical black on black or white shirt, black bottoms. For instance, you can do something where you're doing a shirt and maybe a skirt, for instance. So for instance, maybe typically you're thinking, oh, I have to wear skinny heels or I have to wear pumps, for instance. Black pumps are a typical option or skinny black heels are a typical option. But you could do the route of boots that are really in style right now, those boots that you often see models wearing. So things will be inserted on the screen. That way you have a variation. But ultimately, when you're going to open call, you want to think, am I looking like a model? Am I representing myself like what a model would typically look like? So you want to make sure that whatever the option that it is that you choose, it's nothing that's just super distracting. So we're not going to do things with patterns. We're not going to do things with bright colors. And there's an exception here. Let's say that you're going to an agency open call with a talent agency. A talent agency tends to be a lot more commercial based if they do things such as print and TV commercials, whereas maybe like a bigger agency like Wilhelmina, Elite, Next, for instance, right? They're more on the fashion spectrum. So in that sense, with the fashion spectrum, they definitely don't want you to show up with a yellow shirt, right? Whereas a talent agency, you may be able to get away with it a little bit more. And especially if you're a more mature model, talent agencies are not going to always necessarily expect you to show up in all black. Now, when you do go to agency open calls, obviously you're going to wear appropriate full clothing, whether pants or a skirt. I do not recommend shorts. It's extremely rare that you would ever see a model go and meet with an agency in shorts or do their digitals in shorts. So definitely skip that. But underneath your clothes or just in your model bag, you will want to make sure that you bring a black bathing suit with you. So typically speaking, it is going to be a black bikini for the ladies, or if you happen to be a guy watching this, it'll just be some swim trunks as well. And again, making sure it's solid, dark color, no patterns. And for the ladies with the bikinis, don't do the bikinis with the strings. Make sure that it's nothing that's gonna have like a bow tie here. You want very clean lines, something simple that's not going to be distracting on your body. Ideally, ladies as well, make sure that you don't have crazy tan lines going on. Like if you know that you're gonna go to an open call, don't go to the beach the day before and have like zigzag, crisscross tan lines across your body because of the bathing suit that you're wearing the day prior. Before we continue with the tips, if you are getting value out of this video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and again, drop your comments below and I will try to answer as many of them as possible. Now, in terms of the agency open calls, if you're not already familiar with this, you can literally just go to a modeling agency's website, and on the website, under the area that says something such as become a model or get discovered, they're gonna have an area on there that lets you know if they do have open calls because of course, not every modeling agency currently has them. So if they do have open calls, they're going to list the day and time of the week or month that they're allowing people to come to the agency for open calls. If you decide to go to an agency open call, you do not need to make an appointment with them. You simply need to just follow the directions on their page of when that is happening and show up at that time. When you are attending an agency open call, you want to make sure that if the start time is 3 o'clock, for instance, that you show up by 2:45 p.m. Now, does that mean that you go into the office at 2:45? No. You just want to make sure that you are out there at the agency by that time so that you can see if a line is forming or if the agency is allowing people to wait in the waiting area by that time. And that is because sometimes agencies get a crazy amount of people that are trying to attend their open calls. And then sometimes you also want to make sure that you are not showing up too late. So let's just say, for instance, the time block is from 3 to 5. You certainly don't want to show up at 4:40 because the agency is going to think, well, wow, you had all of that time to be here. And by that time at 4:40, they're actually trying to wrap up the processes, right? So you want to make sure that at least if you're not there early, that you do not show up too late in the time block. In terms of what to bring with you to the agency open call, we already talked about your outfit. We talked about you having a bathing suit that you can either wear under your outfit or have in your bag. But then the next thing is photos. You do not have to bring professional photos with you when you go to an agency open call, but you do want to make sure that you at least have some basics with you. You could take your digitals that you could use on your online submission page. For instance, you can bring in your images on an iPad. If you have digitals, you can just take those, create a separate folder just for the agency with your digitals in there, or you can print them out. That way the agency has some hard copies. Do not go to an agency open call without having some form of images to show the agency, and having them on your cell phone. I don't have my cell phone here, but having them on your cell phone does not count. You either need to have printed copies or, for instance, having them on your iPad. Okay, the last tip that I'm going to give in terms of agency open calls is just a very basic one. A lot of times with agency open calls, you could be waiting 30 minutes or you could be waiting an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending again on the crowd. So always bring water with you. Bring snacks, bring a book, headphones, whatever the case is. If you know that there's going to be something that you need within the next 2 to 3 hours, bring that with you because you really never know what the time block is going to be. If you are choosing between an online submission and an open call, I say to do both. However, if you do have the opportunity to do an agency open call, I highly recommend it. The reason for this is not all agencies are going to see your submissions when you submit online, and online, they don't really get to see your personality. They don't get to see how amazing you are when you have conversations, right? So agency open calls allows the agency to actually see you in person, maybe to have a conversation with you, and so it generally increases the chances of you getting signed to an agency if you're able to meet with them in person or at least meet with them via Zoom. All right, that is it for this video, all about agency open calls. Certainly if there is something else that you wanted me to cover, drop it in the comments. I tried to keep these videos not super long because I know we're gonna lose attention span, right? So I will see you in the next video. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also go to my description area because I do have the free guides that you can download, and there's also the link for my one-on-one coaching as well. And last but not least, I do have a posing course that I am creating. So it's going to teach you all about getting your angles on camera, getting more comfortable on camera for your modeling portfolio shoots. So keep an eye out as well for the posing course that is coming up. I'll see you in the next video.